In the previous story, we talked about the founding war of the Qing Dynasty. Now, let's go back in time a bit and take a look at Dorgon, the commander-in-chief of the Manchu forces during the founding war. Despite not being Huang Taiji's successor, how did he rise to the center of power? In 1643, the Qing Dynasty's second ruler, Huang Taiji, unexpectedly passed away. Since he hadn't named a successor, a power struggle became inevitable in the still-developing political system. The Qing Dynasty, evolving from a nomadic hunting society into a minority regime, didn't follow the Confucian tradition of primogeniture like the Central Plains dynasties. Instead, they had a Khanate recommendation system similar to the Mongols. This system meant the top leaders would elect the next ruler, and these leaders were the heads of the 8 banners. At this time, the 8 banner leaders were divided into 2 main factions, one supporting Huang Taiji's eldest son, Huj, and the other supporting Huang Taiji's brother, Dorgon. Both were accomplished military leaders who had played key roles in Huang Taiji's campaigns. The banner forces were also split between these two. Huj personally controlled the plain blue banner, and his brother, Dorgon, led the bordered blue banner. The plain yellow and bordered yellow banners, originally under Huang Taiji, didn't have official leaders yet, but influential ministers in these banners supported Huj. As Huang Taiji's brother, the leader of the plain red banner, Daisan, and his son, the bordered red banner leader, also leaned towards supporting their nephew Huj over their brother Dorgon. Dorgon, equally talented and smart, was highly favored by Huang Taiji, who made him the Prince of Rui and head of the Ministry of Personnel, responsible for appointments and promotions. Dorgon's strongest supporter was his brother, Dodo. Together, they controlled the plain white and bordered white banners. Although Prince Ajij wasn't a banner leader, he firmly backed Dorgon. Other officials who had conflicts with Huj also sided with Dorgon. With neither faction willing to back down, tensions ran high at court. To stabilize the situation, Daisan, the senior-most banner leader, decided to hold a selection meeting. The nobility would gather to choose the next emperor. On the day of the meeting, the Shenyang Imperial Palace's Chongqing Hall was filled with tension. Yellow banner ministers, determined to stop Dorgon, had their elite soldiers fully armed outside the hall. Sony and Oboy, yellow banner ministers, took their seats, setting a tense atmosphere. The meeting started with Sony and Oboy pushing for the emperor's son to be chosen. But Dorgon, quick-witted, realized this wouldn't work in his favor. He declared, "Outsiders have no say in our Aizen-Joro family matters," and dismissed them. The ministers, not being part of the royal family, had no choice but to leave. With the outsiders gone, only the Aizen-Joro princes remained to discuss. Daisan, Huang Taiji's brother and plain red banner leader, spoke first. Huj, being the eldest son, should inherit the throne. Dorgon, leader of the plain blue banner, immediately agreed. Just when it seemed Huj would be chosen, he declined, saying, "I am not worthy." His supporters were stunned. Did Huj really not want to be emperor? Of course not. He was trying to mimic his father's modesty when ascending the throne. However, Huj didn't realize that such modesty was only effective when one had no competitors. Dorgon, seeing his chance, seized on Huj's words, insisting Huj wasn't interested in ruling. Huj's supporters were left speechless. Dorgon, though wanting to be emperor himself, knew it was too risky with armed yellow banner soldiers outside. A direct claim could lead to civil war and the downfall of the Qing dynasty. So, he proposed a new idea. Since everyone agrees an imperial son should be emperor, and Huj has declined, let's make Fulin, the 9th son of the late emperor, the new ruler. He's young, but we can co-rule until he comes of age. The factions agreed. Fulin's young age meant he posed no immediate threat, and both sides would share power. Thus, the power struggle seemed to be resolved. However, in the ensuing power dynamics, Dorgon gained complete control as regent, eventually imprisoning and causing the death of his rival, Huch.